I know that this video is going to get ripped apart. I know that people are probably going to have a lot to say if a lot of people watch this video, and if not, so be it. I really don't care, but I wanted to talk about a current event in this video. I feel like talking about this topic matters more than, I guess, what people think matter more in this issue, if that makes sense. So let me explain. If you are at all familiar with social media and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and things of the like, then you know that today Instagram decided to try out an experiment of removing visible likes on their platform. And people are fairly divided about this. I know Instagram has said that they've received positive feedback on this experiment of theirs, but there has also been quite a little bit of negative feedback on it. A lot of people don't like this. I only heard about the issue this morning when listening to the radio on the JSS morning show on 98 Rock, and they brought up the issue that a lot of the influencers, a lot of people that actually make a living off of their social media following or off of their following on Instagram, don't like this because the amount of likes and the amount of engagement they get on their posts dictates the amount of money that they make as an influencer. And that makes tons of sense. It does. It really does. However, the point of Instagram doing this, I don't think, was to crack down on influencers. I don't think that it was meant to prevent these people that have made careers on Instagram from earning money with Instagram. I don't think that was the point. I think that the point of this move was to kind of see how this would affect users' mental health. And that's where I think the real important part of the issue is. I think that's what matters. I think that's the part of this issue that matters. Speaking from experience and speaking from things that I've noticed, my generation, I'm a millennial, my generation, we weren't necessarily born into social media, but social media has a large role in our lives, especially in a lot of work that I do. Social media plays a huge role. But these later generations, the people that are born into it, it is more of their life. And with that being said, it definitely does affect their life. And what I mean by that is people have a tendency to take these numbers, to take the likes and the amount of followers and subscribers that they have and let that dictate who they are. And I think that is where, where some of the depression comes from, where people are seeing they don't have as much followers or likes on a post or on their account as some of their friends or some of their peers, and they view that as, I guess, a way to categorize themselves socially, which is a terrible idea. Speaking from experience, I've had 3 Instagram accounts. I've had a personal one, which was kind of combined with my DJ one back when I was doing that in college, and then I have my photography one, and then I have a different photography one that is, I guess, meant for like club shots. I don't really use that one anymore. I don't know why I have it. I may actually get rid of it just because I don't use it. It's not because I don't have plenty of likes and plenty of followers. It's because I simply don't use it. Now, for my other 2 Instagram accounts, one of them I don't have anymore because I was done with that. And I've had an Instagram ever since I was a sophomore in high school. So that was almost 8 or 9 years ago. And at the beginning, I didn't see it as a way to get likes and followers and whatnot. It was literally just a platform to post pictures onto. It was when I started to become a DJ. It was when I was starting to do that. That was when every post that I put on Instagram mattered. It was when I cared about how many people were liking my pictures. I cared about how many people were following me and viewing my content. And I will be honest, I got a little upset, or I would get a little, depressed whenever some posts wouldn't do as well as others. And I would see other people just posting the simplest picture of themselves and it would do amazing. Meanwhile, I'm working my butt off, showing off all my stuff, and that's not doing anything. You would think that as a DJ, everything you're doing is cool, you're going to get all this, attention and whatnot. I didn't, and it would make me a little depressed. It would, make me a little sad. And that same feeling of, oh, do these posts matter? Does what I'm putting out matter? Did carry over into the photography and even into YouTube for a little while. Whenever I would post something, it wouldn't do as well as other people's content was doing, and I would think, oh, is this even worth it? Is it, do I suck? Am I bad? What am I doing wrong? Or not even what am I doing wrong, but what's wrong with me? Why don't people like my stuff? And I would take the idea of people not liking my stuff as people don't like me. And that's not healthy. That's not safe. That's a dangerous way to think. And some of those feelings were fairly recent, actually. There's been plenty of times, even during this year, whenever I would post something I was super proud of, and it wouldn't do as well as this simple picture of somebody's dog. And I would think, what do they have that I don't? And you begin to get jealous or, upset or mad or whatever. And then you realize none of that matters. Now those feelings of, I guess, a lack of worth or something along those lines from social media posts, particularly on Instagram, not doing well, they don't really faze me anymore. If anything, in the last couple months, I realized I'm not an influencer. I don't want to be a social media influencer. If it happens, it happens. But for right now, I don't need that. I don't want that. Instagram is a way for me to just share the work and share the things that I do, specifically with photography, with other people. And whether or not people like my stuff, I don't care. Take the vlog, for example. On average, I have been making at least one video and posting it online one day for 317 days now. And on average, I think a video will get maybe 10 views, and that is it. And I put a fair amount of effort into most of these videos. Some of them are half-assed, but there's a fair amount of effort that goes into these videos. And if I never get above 10 or 15 views, maybe I feel a little down about it. But it's not enough for me to say, this isn't worth it. I'm not worth it. Why do I keep doing this? I'm not good enough for YouTube. No, that has nothing to do with it. And the same thing goes for my Instagram. The same thing goes for photography. I'm going to continue to do that stuff and post things on here regardless of the number of views, regardless of the number of likes that I get. Okay, now dialing that back to the current Instagram move, the current Instagram experiment. The idea of them removing visible likes, that doesn't mean that the likes are gone. You can actually check them and see them. I didn't notice that they actually did it today until like a few hours ago. And you can still see how many people like your video or like your photo. I guess you have to make an extra tap, but I think it's that immediate validation that they wanted to kind of remove. That was their point. You can still see how many likes you get. You can still see, how many views and how much engagement you get. The analytics are still there. For the influencers, for the people that make a living, obviously the analytics are still there, and I'm sure they can work out stuff with advertisers and people that cut their paychecks every month or every 2 weeks. That information is still there. It's not going anywhere. But for us, for the people that aren't influencers, for the people that are not making a living off of Instagram and off of social media, we can still check that. But ask yourself this: does it really matter? Does it matter, A, the number of people that like your photo, and B, does it matter whether or not you can see it? Is it really important? Is that number really important? That's my point here. Does it matter? And if so, why does it matter? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself, do these numbers really reflect who I am as a person? If you really think about it, these numbers don't really mean a whole lot. If you're not somebody making money off of these numbers, does it really matter? The influencers, the people that are making money off of this stuff, those numbers do matter. Because these influencers, the people that are actually getting paid, the people that are making money doing this stuff, making a living doing it, it's putting food on their table. It's helping them pay the rent. Being able to provide for either yourself or for your family, it's a necessity. And if those numbers are helping them do that, that's when it matters. But if for you, somebody out there who's not an influencer, if you're not getting paid, and if these numbers are not helping you put food on the table, or if they're not helping you pay your rent, does it absolutely matter? For me, the amount of likes I get doesn't matter. X amount of people like that photo, that's great. I'm almost at 1,000 followers. Really looking at it now, it's cool, but it doesn't advance me in my career. It doesn't make me a better artist. It doesn't make me a better creator. None of those numbers really matter. Once again, if these numbers are not putting food on the table, if they're not helping you pay your rent, do they really matter? Even if they're still there, but you can't directly see them, do they even matter? Ask yourself that. If you're an influencer, I could see how this would matter. If you're somebody out there just like me, or maybe you have, a couple thousand followers on Instagram. Regardless, if these numbers aren't helping you put food on the table, and if they aren't helping you pay your rent or pay your bills, do these numbers really matter? Once again, I know this video is probably going to get ripped apart by the internet. I do want to put this out. This is just my opinion, but I would really look forward to, the conversation, the feedback, or whatever you guys think about the situation. Please let me know in the comments below. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.